It's 9:31. Let's call the finance business meeting in order. Yeah. Please stand for the prayer and the pledge. Heavenly Father, guide us today as we discuss the affairs of the citizens of Cheboygan County. Help us to make wise decisions on their behalf for the good of all. This we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag which is one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And amen. That you're Thank you.
Commissioner Ostman,
Here.
Commissioner Sangster,
Here.
Commissioner Newman, Commissioner Eustace,
Here.
Commissioner Claremont,
Here.
Commissioner Wallace,
Here.
Commissioner Warfield.
Here. How about a motion to approve the agenda number 4?
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion.
Do we have support? I'll support. Thank you. Moved and supported. Would you call the roll?
Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont,
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster,
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace.
Yes. That's carried 6-0 and 1 absent. Down to approve the consent agenda. There's a lot on that. If you want to pull anything to us. Make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Sure. Thank you. Support. Thank you, Steve. Moved and supported. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Sangster,
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace,
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont.
Yes. 6-0 and 1 there. Thank you, board. We're down to brief citizens comment. Anybody would like to address the board, please come up to the podium, state your name. You have a whole 3 minutes. See no one come up. What's down there? Scheduled visitors or department reports. Finance director's report. Sue, you're on.
Good morning. We're talking about the period ending September of 25. If you look at the first report, which I think is on page 94. Revenues as of September 30th, 25, $8,011,288.88, or 51.59% of the budget, as compared to a year prior, $7,670,346.29, or 50.77% of the budget, which is an increase of $340,934.59 as compared to the prior year. Revenue line items that are over 25,000, 100, 400, 401, which is current tax. It's about 535,000. I think it's either collections are up or there's timing. I don't know. You know if there's just the collections are coming in sooner, or they're just
They're dispersed every 2 weeks from the local units, so sometimes it's the mail, sometimes.
okay. That's kind of what I figured. No. And then 11400 542 ORV enforcement grant is up 28,000. That's a timing. Last year we had it in October. This year it is in September. 11400 690 insurance and surety premium refund is up 64,000. That's also timing. Last year it was in October, and this year we had it in September. The expenditures $11,263,923.46 for September 30th, 25, or 58.76% of the budget, as compared to a year ago, $11,158,878.44, or 62.29% of the budget, which is an increase of $105,045.02, which is about 0.94% increase. But just to note, there is last year's numbers included the $500,000 that we spent on the juvenile facility, so I think the number is a little bit low if you really compare it. The amount over 25,000 that we haven't talked about, the department circuit court is up about 27,000, and like the others, it's due to fringe being up with a health insurance increase and the timing of how we're paying the health savings account deposits. We've now hit 100%, where normally we were doing it per pay. The retirement is also up a little bit. And then they also have state appellate fees where we pay for people to appeal and then we get reimbursed half of it back from the state. That's up 8,000 as compared to the prior year. For the second report, cash summary by fund. The general fund, as of September 30th, 25, $9,478,205.32. As compared to the year before, $8,260,056.28, which is an increase of $1,218,149.04. All funds, $38,434,17.09 for September 30th, 25, as compared to the year prior, $33,854,980.37, which is an increase of $4,579,036.72. And that balance, 1.2 million is general fund. About 748,000 is related to the county road. And then there's an increase in the emergency services millage of about 330,000. That's due to the we're trying to save for the capital with as part of that millage. And then the trust and agency, which is a lot of the funding that Bobby talked about, will the tax coming in from the other units is about 2 million as compared to last year. The third one is the quarterly fund balance report as of September 30th, 25. Just putting that more out there for your information. Total fund balances based on 12/31 of 24 was 31,855,000 compared to right now where we're at 30,088,000. So it's a decrease of about 1.7 million, and that has a lot to do too with the timing of when the tax come in. So we'll hopefully start seeing that keep going down as we go on. Any questions?
Sure, this one. So we've been receiving, them doing funds already there. I see that at Fund 284. You have
Yes,
the fund balances, so that's already been coming in.
yes, we've got it in for 2 years, I believe.
Any other questions? So we have a handout, it's 3 or 4 pages, 3 lines.
That was connected to that consent agenda. There was a request for funding for the youth
For the
project.
city.
Yes, and I missed getting it on there before the packet went out. Okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, you're.
Any other questions? So, how about a motion to receive and file?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Steve. I'll second it. Dale, support it.
Commissioner Sangster,
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yeah.
Commissioner Wallace,
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont,
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield,
Yeah.
Thank you, that motion carried 6-0. Our administrator is lingering in Florida right now, I think. He's left to get out of the snow. Committee reports, any committee reports come before the board? No old business, just old commissioner. We're under new business, 2025 amended enforcement report. Sounds like Buffy. Oh, no. Sorry, Liv, sorry, Liv.
Good chance to see you again.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. This morning we do have, amended worship report. The November 4th, 2025 election contained a ballot issue for the 2025 winter tax levy. This amended apportionment report and tax resolution are necessary due to voter approval of that ballot issue and the amended L 4029 tax rate request submitted from the requesting school district. Therefore, the attached 2025 amended apportionment report and amended 2025 tax resolution need to be adopted by the board. Each year, the board is required to direct the spend of taxes in terms of millage rates. The county apportionment report shows all the information in a columnar format. This report contains all tax rates by all taxing units within Cheboygan County. The recommendation for utilization is for you to make a motion to adopt the 2025 amended apportionment report as presented And then motion to adopt the amended resolution 2023-16 and authorize the chair to sign. And this should be done in two separate actions by the board.
Thank you. What's your pleasure, board? Let's make the first motion.
I'll make it. Got 2025 amended, of course, before that.
Support. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Warfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster,
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont,
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
Thank you. That's carried 6-0-1. And I'll make a motion to adopt the amended resolution 2015-16.
I'll support.
Thank you, Tom. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Warfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont,
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace,
Yes. That's carried 6-0-1.
Great, thank you. And the impacted county warrants are with Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. We're down to 12D, the 2026 fee resolution 2025-19. That's 109 on drive chat.
The fee resolution is similar to last year, some small increases in building safety rates. The clerk register deeds had a few increases that she requested due to increased costs. And that hadn't been changed in several years. Equalization, increasing the fee for data experts by a small amount. Marina, our pump out fees have been a lot lower than any other ones. We've also done it only in total, and most of the ones around us do it per tank. And so we're trying to get that comparable to the other marinas nearby. Planning and zoning has some small increases with soil and sedimentation. And the expected financial impact, additional revenue of 9,500 in construction code, 2,000 in planning and zoning, and the other ones are not real significant. So the recommendation is to adopt resolution 2025-19, the 2026 fee resolution to become effective January 1, 2026, and authorize the chair to sign.
It's your pleasure, board. This is kind of boilerplate, so.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair. I'll support.
Thank you. Moved and supported. Just a quick note, what we're trying to do is make these departments self-sufficient. Hard to do, hard to do. Anyway,
Commissioner Warfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont,
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace,
yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster,
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
That's carried 6-0. We're moving right along. We're down to 12C, NLEA service agreement. That's 123 on your iPad.
As was discussed at the last meeting, it was suggested to change this back to a 3-year agreement. The recommendation is to approve the NLEA service agreement effective January 1, 2026 through December 31, 2028, and authorize the chair to sign. And I see Kate this year if you have any questions for her.
She's present and accounted for.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Chairman, I'd be delighted to make that motion to approve it to a 3-year contract.
Thank you, Steve.
I'll support.
Thank you, Tom. Any further discussion?
Just like to make a comment, Mr. Chairman, since Peyton has joined NLEA, we've made it kind of move forward here. Appreciate your reports, your deliverables, showing us what NLEA has done in the county. It makes it very easy. I was one of the commissioners that wanted to see your contract held in 1 year, in the hopes that with your assuming the leadership role, we would see change, and I've certainly seen that. So I'd like to thank you.
Well spoken. Anything else? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Sangster,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont,
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace,
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield,
Yes.
Thank you, that's carried, 6-0 and 1 absent, we're down to 12D. This is a fun time now, dedication of surplus money.
I do have good morning, everyone. I do have a short
Sure,
presentation
sure, thank you.
to go through. A brief explanation of the delinquent tax revolving. You know, there were a couple of questions last year. So this fund was established by the Board of Commissioners in the early 1990s. And then in December of each year, I like to identify the surplus from the fund. So taxes are turned over delinquent in March, and that's to my office. Settlement checks are then issued to all the local units. And that creates the receivable in the tax fund. And then that also creates our billing. So the goal is to make all the authorities whole. And a lot of the time we have plus or minus adjustments. And it could be for current year or it could be for prior years. So how does the fund recoup the money that we pay out? Well, the majority of taxpayers will pay their delinquent taxes. The remaining unpaid parcels will go through a foreclosure process, which we went over in September. And then proceeds from that auction will make the taxes whole. And generally, there's about 5% of property taxes turned into delinquent each year. So going back to the plus or minus adjustments, we call them chargebacks. They pay back the advance of the funds, and an advance is what's included with the settlement. So there could be refunds, there could be credit to existing delinquent taxes or unsold properties. Entities like the Michigan Tax Tribunal, Department of Treasury. Locally we have July and December board of reviews. All of them create refunds, billings, or adjustments, and it could be on current year and up to 3 years prior. This is, that's hard to see. This is a general ledger trial balance report from December of 2024, and that highlighted amount at the top is just over 6.4 million. So this is the best reflection of the balance in the 516 fund. Because every item by this time of the year has been posted that would affect this amount. So whether that's the chargeback, refund checks that we issue, and even interest that we earn on the account. This number will be important in a little bit. So this is the foreclosure timeline. It runs on a 4-year cycle. First year is delinquency. The second year is forfeiture. The third year is foreclosure. And then the fourth year, which was added in 2020, is claims year. So that's when the sale proceeds can be claimed by prior owners. Are there any questions on the process of the delinquent tax fund?
Because of Buffy's hard work over the years, she's got this fund up there where it's reasonable, and we're able now to take care of some of our obligations. We used to borrow money from the bank to pay this. It's been interesting.
Very good presentation.
Yes.
Thank you. It needs to be a little larger.
She runs it like her own checkbook.
Oh, it has to balance to the penny. So on page 128 on your iPad, I'd like to explain how I arrive at the surplus of 943,000. This surplus amount is based on the balance in the delinquent tax revolving fund, which is the 6.4 million, less the 5.5 million threshold that we have been sticking with the last few years, and that's what Chairman Wallace was touching on. The county has been self-funded since 2012 tax year, so that's a very important goal. This way, you don't have to go to the bank and apply for a loan and then pay it back with interest. And there are some counties that do have to do that. We're very fortunate that way. And I know I say that every year, but for comparison, the 2023 tax settlement had a payout amount of 3.5 million. This year, the 2024 tax settlement had a payout of 3.6 million, which is $100,000 higher. So some of the reasons behind that would be taxable value increases, and we know for 2023 and 2024, the inflation rate was 5%, and that's what the taxable values were increased by. So this affects what we pay out at settlement. So it's very important to be prepared. On page 129 is the resolution, and it is your decision if all or part of this money is transferred to the general fund. There is a request from administration for $300,000 to MERS unassigned surplus and $100,000 to MMRMA self-retention fund. I don't know if you have any questions about those two transfers.
If I may. Buffy, on the 5.5 million threshold, who sets that threshold? Is that set by law or by the county?
No, it was set by us. We started out, I believe, at 5 million, and we went to 5.3 million, and now we're at 5.5 million, just trying to increase that along with the taxable values being increased. It's a number that I did a 10-year study. It's a number that seemed to be appropriate for what we were paying out in delinquent taxes, because all that money goes out at one time in the same month. So we also want to have, if we're paying out 3.5 million, we also want to keep at least 2 million in the account to cover the next expenses coming up until we start recouping that money, and that's from issuing tax bills.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question, Mr. Chairman. The $300,000 payment to MERS, what percentage does that leave us at after making this additional payment?
The percentage that MERS unfunded, or
Yeah, unfunded.
well, it changes every year depending on the actuary. I think right now we're at 11 million underfunded, so not very big.
That, in other words, if everybody retired that was eligible to retire now, that's what our own guy.
We're trying to make a small down,
Yeah.
but we're not. We're this unassigned surplus fund is kind of a new thing for us, because in prior years, if the board would put money towards it, we allocate it into each of the different divisions. And we found out that when we did that, all it did was reduce our next year's minimum payment. So we really weren't going ahead. So by establishing the surplus, it supposedly keeps that at 100%, which is supposed to affect that long term. But we've only done it, we did it, I think, not in 24, but I think we did it in 23. We put 130,000 in. And so we're trying to see, is it really going to help us, or is it just another one of the, because it feels like every time we do this, they rechange how old people are going to be. And then it just, so it's kind of like always climbing uphill. So, but
So at some point, we'll be able to determine whether or not we should be accelerating these payments, and whether or not we're getting return on our investment by doing that.
That is correct. That is correct.
Sure, if I may. So what percent of funding are we with MERS? I know years ago we were somewhat good,
We're approximately 68%.
68.
If you go under 60, Treasury will make us do a plan, so it's quite really hard to say about that.
And the other fund that we don't really control, we watch county road commission, you know what percentage they're at?
I don't know if I can find out for you based on their last year's audit. But I know they had gone under 60%, and then a couple of years ago, the state, I would say, provided grants for them, and I know that they got one of the grants, so I don't know what percentage they're at, but I know they're working with the state on that. I can get that for you.
Thank you.
Anything else, board? How about a resolution 2025-20?
Joe make that motion.
Thank you.
And I would support.
Thank you. Moved and supported. Madam Clerk?
Excuse me, Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont,
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody. Finance and treasurer.
Thank you. Chairman Wallace, I'd also like to add that dog licenses and recycle permits go on sale December 1st.
They're on sale?
On sale December 1st.
Let's see, if I remember right, you can only have 3 dogs, more than that's a kennel, right? Really? A lot of people would intend that. That motion is carried, 6-0 and 1 absent. We're down to establish fund 601, unemployment compensation fund, 133, I'm back that.
In 2024 was the way we pay unemployment compensation from what's called a contributing versus a reimbursing. A contributing is similar to most businesses where they give you a percentage and you pay that percentage on the first 9,500 of every one of your employees' wages. However, governments are allowed to be a reimbursing where you only pay whatever someone who's unemployed would collect. And looking at our history, I found that we have probably 200,000 in that we've overpaid, and it doesn't make sense like why we're letting the state use that and not us. So in 2024, we made the decision to become a reimbursing, and of course, they won't give us that 200,000, but we are now starting to collect it. However, as a side effect, by doing this, found out from our indirect cost rate, if we don't set up an internal service fund and sort of fund it as our own little business, we cannot allocate this to grants. And so this is a request to set up a fund 601, the unemployment compensation fund, and then set up a budget for it so that we'll be charging each of the departments basically how we were charging before, but we're going to keep it in the fund and not send it to the state.
Keep it in-house.
Yeah, I'm budgeting 30,000 revenues, 30,000 expenditures. I think that's a little high because I want to say maybe we've had 8,000 that we paid out in 25 so far for unemployment claims. So, but I'm just setting it up so that we have something to work with on it. The recommendation is that Board of Commissioners authorize the establishment of Fund 601, Unemployment Compensation Fund, as an internal service fund, effective for the 25 year and approve the attached budget to account for unemployment reimbursement costs related departmental allocations. Any questions or clarifications? That probably makes sense.
Just a comment, if I'm very clear. I think this is brilliant. I think this is brilliant.
Makes sense.
As I said, I'll make the motion to.
Thank you. Support? Yeah, very good. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace,
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont.
Yes.
Thank you, Board. That's carried 6-0 and 1 absent. We're down to 12F. Employment agreement with Straits Regional Ride Director Rebecca Perkins. That's 135 and you like that.
This is a 3-year agreement as has been done in prior years. The motion is to approve the employment agreement with Straits Regional Ride Transportation Manager Rebecca Charbonneau and authorizing the execution.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I'd make that motion.
Thank you, Rick. Or,
And just a comment on, you know, again, just like our recycling and some, we're very fortunate with these workers that we have. You know, I think, you know, it's gonna be hard to place some of these people in the future. Because they've developed all these organizations over time, yeah, so we're just gonna remember that. So, thank you.
good comment, thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may, just one question. The 3-year contract, does that also include pay raises per year, cost of living?
Yes, the pay is based on the wage resolution that the board adopts every year. So this is just establishing what she is currently making, and then as soon as the board adopts it, then she would get whatever.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, it's kind of routine, it's just reflects the wage increase. We have a motion support?
Commissioner Wallace,
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman,
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster,
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace,
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont,
Yes.
Thank you, that's carried 6-0 on one. We're moving right along, down to 13 citizen comments. Anybody would like to address the board? Board member comments, 14.
Just a quick comment on Veterans Day yesterday. It was very well attended at the school. The school did just an excellent job. They did something different this year. They had all the kids from preschool through high school, and we had probably over 24 veterans, I think close to 30. And the kids just put a wonderful show on. What a show of support from our community. So kudos to the school.
Okay. Anything else? Did you have a comment? I see you raise your hand over there on, yeah, okay, thank you. Just reaching for the camera.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I have
Yes, Steve.
just a comment or really to share information here. I received an email from the Black River Ranch. For those of you that aren't familiar with it, it's 3,000 acres located in Cheboygan County. There's an adjoining 6,000 acres in Montmorency County, and that has been proposed to be sold to the DNR. It will, thank goodness we have a finance director and a treasurer that are thinking outside the box, because we will lose $35,000 in property tax revenue there. I did receive a request from the Black River Board of Directors that is going to consider a resolution which do not think that the appropriate sort of stand in the way of their sale to the DNR. They've changed their mind. They no longer want to sell to the DNR. And their reasoning is ironically enough that the DNR won't maintain the property to the standard that they have for the past 90 years as private property owners. I certainly feel their pain there, and I share their concern. I look forward to fishing a mile and a half of trout stream I've never been able to access through that property. It is a considerable hit to us, and I think they're spot on with their concerns with the DNR. Should be in our position, or we will want to put ourselves in a position where we were standing in the way of a purchase agreement that's already been executed by both parties. That's the issue.
So they're not going to sell to the.
Oh, they will.
They will.
Oh, they will. Yeah, they were asking us to try to throw an action.
Oh, I see.
So I had some communication with my counterpart from Montmorency Township, and their legal counsel had suggested that they stay away from this thing. So I didn't even bring it forward, but I didn't lie on record. We're losing $35,000, $35,070. Not being the exact.
What does the state pay on their swamp tax?
swamp tax. They think last year they paid out over 700,000 to Cheboygan County. But this would be probably a full tax, so they would pay us that way through Forest Township.
So it's not a total loss of the $35,070.
I don't believe so. They will reset the value and then they will determine what they're paying for the tax.
Quite honestly,
It'd be less. Yeah. It's always.
quite honestly, I think the state owns enough property in Cheboygan County, 60% water, state, blacktop. Only 40% or so in private ownership. So it's hard to maintain a tax base, and every time somebody gives something to the conservancy, they're 97% tax free. So these people are giving these big chunks to conservancies, and we're screwing the townships out of that kind of tax revenue.
And I guess just for everyone's edification, the DNR is been $18 billion to purchase this land. $1 million of which comes as a donation from the Alcoholics Association, Rocky Mountain Alcoholics Association. So hopefully with their involvement and their financial and having some skin in this game, hopefully they can apply a pressure to DNR to continue to plant their IPM. Half our rock spends a little more than reach. So, and the owners have planted considerable rock fields and feed. So let's hope the DNR will push.
You know Jack Lyons?
I do not.
Jack ran that high school, just retired here a couple years ago.
What about the buildings and all that? They're tearing them down. They've already said that everything gets torn down. It's the DNR's policy. It applies to dams as well. No, their policy is that they would come and they would tear down all the cabins and such. Kind of a shame. I wish the DNR had a different philosophy. I've seen recently what their business model is. It'd be a great resource, I think, to bring young children from the Detroit area that never have an opportunity to spend time in the woods. I think a phenomenal opportunity for them to do that, but they will not think that way. And they've already stated that the whole business coming. And possibly even the airstrip there, which is right south of the county line in Montmorency Township, which is a darn long airstrip in northern Michigan. But I assume that the wealthy can afford to fly those kind of jets, right, in and out. But yeah, it would certainly be nice to see the DNR, but I know you get tired of hearing me say this, but they lost their way.
Steve, why don't you be one player and figure it?
I remember the members have, I think they're probably about 18 some million short. Just a bit of that up, but the board of directors, my understanding is they had made the decision that they wanted to back out of this agreement with the DNR. And their position is that the DNR just, they're going to tear everything down. They're not going to turn it into a resort. It would be nice to be able to fish there. Never had that opportunity. I'll look at it.
They're probably only allow a section of the DNR to fish.
Yeah, my personal interest don't apply here, unfortunately.
Thanks, Steve, that's it.
You're welcome.
On and on it goes, eh?
Yeah.
Well, we're about to move into a closed session. We're gonna discuss attorney